you don't see everything. It's impossible to see everything. Um, it's impossible to catch everything. It's just certain things that you're just not going to be able to see. You know what I'm saying? You don't have eyes in the back of your head or on the side of your head. Um, a lot of times in life, you know what I'm saying, we always get mad, or we might have certain situations where it was just like, dang, I can't believe I let that one slide, or I can't believe I let that one get past me. I can't believe that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it creates regret. But that's why you have to realize in life, you just can't see everything. You have to have a relationship with God to where He's going to help you lead your path, you know? And that's the ultimate way of just having a way of just being able to see everything. That's the only way you'll be able to catch everything, is if you're really walking in the will of God and doing what He needs you to do. And for a lot of us, it's hard to find and figure that one out. And you know why I bring this up is like, there's several reasons. You know, one of the things that really not bother me, but I saw was the rapper Kanye West wearing a Klans member outfit. As I was watching it, it was just like, it was just very controversial, and then it was just seeing that this is a man that takes no accountability, because it seems like he's kind of cut all of his partners out. Especially all of the partners that will be able to, that he will actually respect and listen to, I believe are no longer around, whether it be people that he grew up with or came up with, because he dissed a lot of them in this interview. He had a mother that passed, where that's very traumatic, where, a lot of times a mom will be able to put you in your place. I know his father, I think, is in his life, but I don't know how, he rarely talks about his father, so I don't know if that's a figure where he's able to see things and Kanye actually listens to it, because there's no way that you should wear something like that and actually think that we're going to take you seriously, or actually think that there's nothing wrong with you. This man is just really drifted away from God. Even in the video, in the interview, he talked about how he was evil. He blames God for everything, and that's not the case. This is also a man where I just want to make the point that his most profitable time in his life is when he actually gave his life to God in this Jesus is King era.
I tell him, like, the Bible is better than Pinterest.
Definitely was lost. I got lost. I got caught up in my own ego, my own strategy, my own ideas. I tried to hold everything in my own brain, and then I had to let go and just let God and put it back in His hands.
That's when he made the most money. It was stated that he was making over $150 million a year selling shoes. He was actually very quiet. He was not doing anything controversial, but for whatever reason, he decided to go back to what he was doing, and now it's just controversy after controversy after controversy.
I have my issues with Jesus. There's a lot of stuff I went through that I prayed and I didn't see Jesus show up. So I had to put my experience in this world, my experience with my children, my experience with other people, my experience with my account, my experience with my brand, and my experience with the level of music that I was dealing with in my own hands.
Let me explain really clear to you guys what's happening with Adidas. It's not only are they putting out fake colorways that are non-approved, they're suing me for $250 million, and they're also not paying me for these shoes that they're putting out that have my name on it. And they're using contract clauses and 50 years of business experience.
And I bring that up because it's like, hey, maybe you might not have saw that, right? And hey, all I'm here to do with this channel is to show you that everything is possible with God, and God will put people in your life that'll help you see things. Recently, I went to the beach, and you know, it was a lot of stuff just going on, right? It was kids playing, you know, it was actually very, very windy. And I was just watching the waves because the waves was very, very, you know, it was high tide, you know, the waves were very interesting how they was coming and putting my feet in the water and everything. But it was very cold, you know, it was very windy on the beach. I actually had this hoodie on while I was on the beach. And I noticed in the water, it was something. And I couldn't, I was trying to look because I was like, what is this in the water? You know, and as I'm trying to figure out whatever this thing is inside the water, a family, you know, came running down to the beach where I was at. And, you know, this family, the girls in the family, I think it was like probably like 10 of the people. It was like a lot of young girls, you know, it was a couple of young guys or whatever. It was a mom, it was a family. So the girls get undressed and they start to run into the water. But I'm still trying to figure out what's in the water, right? Come to find out, it was a seal. And the seal is actually like not the most friendliest thing, especially the younger seals. So it was like, as I'm watching this, I'm like, oh wow, I wonder if they see the seal. So, you know, I see them just having a great time in the water, but I'm watching the seal. And I'm peeping everything out because, you know, it's just this day and age. I just didn't want to startle these people by just like, oh, I didn't want to make a scene. So I quickly just approach because I'm like, I'm seeing the seal, but I'm trying to make sure, like, I'm trying to see if this family actually sees the seal. Because, you know what I'm saying, like, how could you not, like, just check the waters, you know what I'm saying? It looked like they was from out of town also. But as I started to get closer and closer to them, you know, I realized, I was like, dang, they don't see the seal, because the seal actually got kind of close. So I just, you know, politely asked the mom of the group, because it was like a mom in the group. She actually had a on the back of her shirt that said like "Mom Error" or something like that. I was like, excuse me, ma'am, it's a seal in that water. I don't know if you see that thing. And she was like, no, I didn't see it. And all the alarms just went off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a man that was over there. They was like, oh, it's a seal in the water, and quickly got a mop out of there, where it was like the seal actually got very, very close to them as I was approaching them. And it was just like, you know, that just led me to just write this down, where I was like, man, you don't see everything. You know, in my personal life, you know, and I've came to this conclusion that this is my purpose in life, to actually make content like this and to help people out in their lives. I'm always a type of person where anytime people are down, anytime people need help, I'm always there for people, and I want to be there for more people, and I want to be able to help more people in my life right now. And I feel like this is my purpose. And one of the things where it's like, I didn't necessarily see that this is my purpose, but one of the things that gave me reassurance a long time ago, I just remembered that I remember I gave a homeless man just some money. It wasn't like regular, like just change. I think I gave him like $5 or something like that. And he was like, oh man, thank you. And like, I don't know what it was, but he just saw something. He was like, yo, you gonna be a pastor or something like that. And I was like, well, thank you very much. And it was like, when I finally came to the conclusion that I wanted to do this, I just remembered that man. I was like, dang, it's like he prophesied that. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have never saw that in my life. You know, even when he told me, I was just like, I was happy, but I was just like, I can't see myself being a pastor. I didn't know what I wanted to be back then. I can't tell you what I wanted to be. But it's just come back to the whole point that it's just like, you just don't see everything. And one of the things that you want to do is just always pray and ask God for insight. You want to ask him for the vision. You want to ask him to intercede in your life in ways to where you're able to make anything happen. Because I'm telling you, you can do all things for Christ who strengthens you. You just got to know how to do it. There's plenty of ways where you can read how to do it and everything like that. But if you don't, that's why I'm here, and I'm here to help you do it. You know what I'm saying? This is Raymond McDaniel. This is The Miracle Life. And I appreciate you watching this video. Go to my website if you want to see more, or hit me up if you need help with anything. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great day.